it's if you've never seen it before. I think it's like what you said, it's how you handle it. It's the fact that you could have chosen a different way to react to that, but you didn't react in a negative way, or you just reacted in a way where it was like, this is a new experience, you know? And it was a new experience.
Because I know that in England, some people say that, there's no many cultural differences in England, or there's no many people from different backgrounds. But when you come from a really united background, when everybody is from one background, you see a huge difference in here. And I really like it here more.
Yeah, nice. Lovely. So do you have any messages or anything that you'd like to say really about any closing words you'd like to say?
Yes, like what you give out from yourself, it comes back to you, and just remember that.
Okay, amazing. Well, thank you, Ola. I'll let you go, but thank you so much for this interview, and I'm really grateful for you sharing your story.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. I was like, do I belong? Am I someone that fits into the environment that I'm in? It's true. It's a question that you do ask yourself daily, but I don't know if you do you ever ask yourself that question?
I don't think so. No, maybe.
It makes me wonder.
Because when you learn something from psychology, you're starting realizing like how many things you don't think about it on a daily basis, but they are there. Like we can't ignore them, but it doesn't make them disappear.
It's true. But I also wonder whether the environment that you live in impacts how that question sits in your mind.
Definitely, because I think this is a question that has to be prompt, because if you really think that, if you feel that you belong where you are, you don't really ask yourself that. Like it's most probably, if you're asking yourself that, it's because you don't feel like you belong.
Yeah, that's true. This is deep.
It is deep, yeah.
This is deep, but that's how we have to live our life, I think, because if we live from a deep level of living, I think we're more likely to understand ourselves as a humanity, not just as race, but as a species on this earth. It's really asking yourself the questions like that, if they do arise, and trying to discover why you feel that way. So I think feelings are very important. I think how you feel navigates or dictates how you're going to react or how you move in life.
Yeah, because what Charlotte said before, like when you are a child and an adult tell you something, you mostly just accept it. So maybe if you have an occasion to listen to people from different communities, different mindset, different background, then you build your own mind, because you have to hear the other side of everything.
It's true. You do. You really do.
If you never hear about, I'm coming back to the negative side of my experience from Poland, because what it is, I never met any person who wasn't Polish back then when I was a child, and things like 9/11, the conversation in media about terrorism, and that there was always this image of Muslim people are terrorists in media. Yes, most people don't think that, but it's just that they don't meet Muslim people, and they don't realize that it's not only what you see on the telly. So probably most people, like I would say, almost everybody, don't think that way. But you see it, you hear it, and you don't have something to put it in the opposite. So you hear these negative things, but you don't hear the opposite of it. Like you don't. It's easier to say when you have someone. Okay, I have this neighbor. She's an amazing person. She's a very positive person. She helped me with this. So I know I have something to put it as an opposite of that negative thing from Delhi.
Yeah.
And that's a real person. So that's why sharing the experience is so important.
Yeah.
Because you learn from things like that.
It's true. But I think there's also, to add to that, being able to share your life experiences. I think it's allowing yourself to I think it's all about controlling your narrative,
Mhm.
controlling your story. Because I think a lot of the time when other people write your story, like you said, when the media takes a story, they can taint it any way they want, even if it's somebody else, because they don't understand who you are, because they are not you. So I think it's easier for them to say whatever they want. But I think in a way it then forces people to have to write their own narrative and they write their own story.
So, like, when you hear something from someone, like someone is telling you a thing, you have to ask yourself, why are they telling you this, and where do they know it from?
Mm-hmm.
Because if they're not telling you about their own experience, do they tell you from experience of others? Do they tell you this because they seen a program in the telly that told them that? Like, who put this idea in their minds?
In their minds. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I could stay here all day long.
Sorry.
I could stay all day long, I swear.
I should go get Faz. But thank you so much once again.